In one of our sessions, we saw how to write a simple Java program. If you look at our first Java program, if you look at the main method, the argument is string. The argument type is string array. And if you look at the system out println, system is a classes. So in our first program, we used two classes. One is string and another one is system. From where these classes are coming from? These are the classes coming from JDK. The Java Development Kit, Java Development Environment, provides a set of classes for our development. The Java API includes classes, interfaces, which help the developers to simplify the development. If you go to this link, you can see what are the classes we are getting from JDK. If you look at this page, there is a package. Under the package, there is a classes section. We are going to cover package session in the coming session. Also, we are going to cover about array session in the coming session. So till now, we have not dealt with any array. The array session and project session we are going to cover in the coming session. If you look at here, we have packages. Under the package, we have classes. Package is a container of classes. If you look at one package, there is a java.long. In the java.long package, if you click here, this frame will be refreshed. In the frame, you can see a class called string. If you look at here, string. And also you can see a class called system. So the above frame, we have package. Whenever you click package, the underlying classes will be listed here. So when you click here, this frame will show you what are the methods this string class is supporting. And when you click system class, it will show you what are the classes, what are the method the system class supporting, what are the variable it has, what are the instance variable it has. So from this documentation, this page is called Java API documentation. You can see the Spring class, what are the methods it is supporting, what are the methods it is supporting, what is the argument of the method, what it will return. If you look at here, char is one of the method, it will accept one argument, it is the return type. So from this documentation, you can understand, you come to know what are the classes that is coming from JDK. So we can use these classes in our development. So as I said, this string array So here we are using string class that is coming from JDK. We are using system class that is coming from JDK. The classes are packaged in, there is a file called rt.jar. The rt.jar contains classes which Java developer will use as the Java developer will use in the time of development. So we can use the classes inside our own classes. Our own classes means here in our case welcome is our own class. We can use the classes that is coming from JDK. Okay. If you look at here where our JRE is installed, go inside where the JRE is installed, SQL program files, Java, JRE, inside JRE lib, you can see a file called rt.jar. This is a, if you see the property, this is the jar file. What I am going to do is I am going to copy this file and put it in this temp directory. What I am going to do, open a command prompt from here. In the Java development kit, there is a tool called jar. The jar command tool is used to create and extract the jar file. Jar stands for Java Archive, which contains classes or interface or enums. Basically, jar is a Java archive which contains classes. Using jar command tool, we can compress the classes or we can extract the jar file. If you look at our JDK installation directory, colon program files Java bin, you can see one tool called jar. Using this jar command, we can extract the jar file. Also, we can create the jar file. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to extract the jar file. What is the jar command? We can use jar -svf rt.jar. Jar xvf rt.jar. Okay, if you look at here, the jar is unzipped. That means the jar contains classes which are extracted from the rt.jar. It will take some time. Once it is extracted, you can see the package. Okay, it is the the extraction is completed. If you go inside the particular folder, you can see there are some folders. This rt.jar is extracted, that means unzipped as a classes. You can see these many folders. If you go inside Java and That means we are going to see about string class. Where is our string class is located? If you look at here, it is located inside java.long. Java.long. If you go inside java.long, if you yes, you can see string class somewhere. If you look at here, string class, and also you can see system class. Okay. These are the classes used in our program. So to know more about the classes, as I already said, you need to refer this documentation. From this documentation, you can know what are the methods these classes are supporting, how to use this method. Okay. Not only Java API documentation, in future we are going to learn about Spring and Hibernate. These frameworks also have the documentation. So normally these frameworks will provide classes. So to know more about the classes, we need to refer their documentation. So in the documentation, as I already said, in the left hand side frame, you can see the package. Whenever you click the package, the corresponding classes frame will be refreshed. Whenever you click the particular class, from this right hand side, you can come to know about the particular class. So if you look at this, the extraction folder structure, it have too many packages. Package under a package, you can see the sub packages. Packages is something like a folder and sub folder. Inside it will have classes. To use a particular class which is inside a package, normally we need to import it. We are going to see in the coming session how to use the class which is inside the package. But in to use string class and system class, we didn't import it. The reason is the java.long package is default package. That means without import you can use the class. Import is something like what you need to do. You need to write something like similar to this one. Import java.long. This is the import system. So to use a particular class, what we need to do? We need to import it. Okay. But in this our first program, we didn't import. Without import, our program is working. The reason is by default, whatever classes which is reside in the java.long package, by default it is available to all our program. I repeat, the classes which is reside in the java.long package, by default it is available to all our Java program. That is the reason java.long package is default package. To use it, you no need to import it. Other package, you can go inside other package like java.util. Where is util? Okay. Let us assume that you need to use some other classes from here. Okay, java.long.date or some other class. To use this class, you should import it. Without import, you can't use the class. If you try to use the class without import, you will get a compile time error. In programming, a pair of braces, that means these curly braces, is used to form a block. It may be a class block or it may be a method block. A class block contains 0 to more methods. If you look at this case, this class block contains one main method. It may contain other method also. It may contain variable outside the method. So a class block contains 0 to more methods and instance variable. A function block contains one or more statements. Every line inside the function is called statement. Okay. Which is ended with semicolon. A class contains attributes or properties and methods or behavior. If you look at this student example contains two properties. One is age, another one is name. The student class contains two properties and two methods. So this is called instance variable. The instance variable is which is declared outside the method. We are going to learn more about instance variable, classes and methods in the coming session. We are also going to have a separate session for data types. Object, once object is created using new operator. For a class, we can create many objects or instance. Object and instance is used as interchangeable. So object and instance are same. So using new keyword, we can create n number of objects for a class. We can create object for a class inside the same class or inside other classes. That means, so this is our class. I can create instance for my class inside the same class. Welcome opj equal to how to create a new object using new keyword. we are going to have separate session for class and object. It's just for a reference. Okay, like this we can create object inside the same class. Let us assume that we have another class. In the another class also, inside a method or in the variable, you can create object like this. What is variable? To use a variable, first we need to declare it. When we declare a variable, we need to specify the data type. I repeat, whenever you declare a variable, you need to specify the data type. We will cover more detail on data type in the coming session. So, how to declare a variable? Let us assume that I need to declare a variable or to store some number. Assume that I need to declare a variable in which I need to store a number. What I need to do? Int I equal to I. So, as I already said, when we declare a variable, we need to specify the data type. So, this is the data type. I is the variable name. That means I is the identifier name for a variable. The type is int. When we declare a variable, memory is allocated based on the type. So, if you declare a variable with int type, it will allocate 16-bit memory. If you declare a variable with float, it will allocate 32-bit memory. So, when you declare a variable, memory is allocated based upon the type. When you declare a variable, you need to specify the type of the variable. Value of the variable is changing during the life of the program. That means, say I equal to 0. After some line, maybe assume that here some lines are there. I equal to 30. So what we said, value of the variable is changing during the lifetime of the program. That means in the line number 10, I hold the value of 0. After some lines, we are changing the value I equal to 20. So, value of the variable is changing during the execution of the program. And another one, we can declare a variable inside the method, outside the method. If you declare a variable inside the method, that is called local variable. If you look at here, we are declaring a variable inside the method. This is the method, we are declaring variable inside the method. So it is called local variable. If you declare a variable outside the method, it is called instance variable or member variable. We are going to cover this in the coming sessions. So this one is declaration. This one is initialization. In this line, what will happen is, to store int value, that means int type value, it is allocating the memory. In this line, what we are doing is, we are giving value for the I. So it is declaration. This one is initialization. We can combine the both. That means instead of specify in the two lines, you can declare like this. This one is also legal. Okay. So local variable is declared inside the method or constructor or block. The variable which is declared and initialized within the method will be destroyed when the method is completed. That means whatever you declare here, at the end of this method, it will be destroyed from the memory. And another one, we should initialize the variable before use it. That means, let us assume that we are going to print the value of the I. I will remove this one. If you look at here, it is showing error. Variable I might not have been initialized. The reason is, here we are declaring it, but we are not giving any value. That's the reason it is showing compile time error. So local variable should be initialized before using it. So here what we are trying to do, we are trying to print the value of I. If you don't use, it's not the problem. Let me comment it. Okay, if you don't use it, it's not the problem. But if you use it, it should be initialized before using it. Now it not show any compile time error. It prints 10. The reason is, here we are giving value, we are declaring and initializing in the same line. Okay. A function represents a sequence of statements or group of statements. If you look at here, assume that this is a function. It has how many statements? 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 statements. So a function represents sequence 1, 2. Sequentially it will execute. The function will be executed, the statements sequentially, one by one it will execute. A function represents sequence of statements or group of statements. Every statement should end with semicolon in Java. If you look at here, this is the statement end with semicolon. This is a statement end with semicolon. So every statement should end with semicolon. So every statement represent an action. That means, so every statement will tell the executor to do something. Okay. Keywords we have already seen in one of our session. I am going to tell about again. Keywords are reserved words that is used by the compiler for specific reason. The keywords cannot be used to declare variable name or class name or method name. If you look at here, these are the keywords. These are the keywords in Java. So we should not use these words to specify the class name or method name or variable name. Say if you look at this example, so let us assume that Boolean is one of the keyword. What we are going to do instead of I, so what we said, we should not use keyword to declare a variable name, class name or function name. Instead of I, what I am going to do, I am going to use Boolean. Let me remove these lines. So this is the keyword. What we said, we should not use keyword to specify the variable name, method name and class name. Let me compile it. It should show error. The reason is we are using keyword. Okay. So it is showing error. If you use instead of Boolean, if you use some other name like I, J, K, it will not show error because K is not the keyword. Okay. Keywords cannot be used as name for a variable, class or method. Okay. What is identifier? Identifiers are used to specify the class name, method name and variable name. If you look at here, in our example, what are the identifiers we are using? Welcome. This is the class name. Number. This is variable name. Main. This is method name. K. This is again variable name. So these are identifiers. So we have already seen keywords should not be used as identifier. So we need to follow some rules for the identifier name. That means the first letter should be alphabetical order or dollar and underscore. Must begin with a letter. Begin with a letter means we should use A to Z. It may be a small or capital. It can be begin with dollar. It can begin with underscore. It's not begin with number or other special character. That means, let's say I am putting 1. It's wrong because the identifier is start with number. That is wrong. Okay. Identifier should not start with number. Let us assume that I am putting some other special character. So it is also wrong. I put dollar, it is permitted. Dollar and underscore is permitted. Okay. So identifier name should start with alphabetical letter underscore dollar underscore and dollar. Yes. Comments. There are two type of commands in Java. One is single line command and another one is multi-line command. So this is single line command. Okay, this is a single line command. This one is multi-line command. So this is multi-line command. What is the use of this command? A comment is an explanation or description of the code of the program. Let us assume that I am writing many lines here. Okay, maybe this code will be referred by another developers in our team, so they need to understand the code which I am writing. So it is useful for other developer to understand the code. Comments are ignored by the compiler and interpreters. So whatever I type in here, the compiler will not do anything, it just ignore it, and interpreter also ignore it. And that's all about today's session.